All right, so one I've seen on Amazon Prime for a good long while here is a movie called Master. Now, I think I'm going to speak for both of us when I say this. Um, this was a film that started off with a lot of promise, and I was like, ooh, this could be really cool. Like maybe 10 minutes in, I was just like, this could be
Mm-hmm.
this could have a lot of good atmosphere. This could
Mm-hmm.
build towards something really climatic, and maybe it's getting some bad reviews because people are racist pieces of shit. Which, if you haven't noticed on the internet lately, you're probably a racist piece of shit because
Yeah.
you can't smell your own. I guess I don't know. It's crazy. The internet has just become the most toxic environment on fucking face of the earth with xenophobia, racism, sexism, and it's like not
Every
even.
ism.
Yeah, people just aren't aware of how unbelievable they are these days, and you and I just like fucking flip out about it on a daily basis. Anyway, but I thought that this film was probably getting not great reviews because, as of what I said, but no, this film just kind of gets lost up its own ass with
Yes.
whatever the fuck it's trying to say. Honestly, I have no fucking clue.
No.
And
No
that feels like the
idea.
theme of the day with a lot of the films we
I
watch. Is
know. We're
like,
just like, huh?
what the fuck is this
Like,
message?
wait, what?
I think it's like,
I.
I, I don't mean to have spoilers because I'm not going to say spoilers specifically about the film, like plot and all that. The only thing I'm going to say is I think the message of the film is like, people are racist. They're always going to be. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it. And, basically like white people are racist. End of discussion.
I don't even know if that's what it. I
I'm
don't.
telling you, there's a
I
fucking
don't
line in
know.
this movie where they
They
say
say
something like
nothing's gonna change. Or
nothing's
it's
gonna
always,
change,
it's always gonna be
always like this,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be like this, and it's
Yeah.
at a whole white party.
Yeah.
And I okay, it sounds like I'm sitting here as a white person being like, "How dare you?" It's just
No.
like, what is this message? This reminds me of Black Christmas, the remake from like
I have not seen the remake yet.
2019, 2008, it's 19, I think, where it's like legitimately the plot of the film
All
in the
men
end
suck.
is like men are
Yeah.
inherently evil.
Yeah.
Like, and this primordial ooze that comes out just like unlocks men's real nature, and that all men inside are rapists and pieces of shit. And I just sat there watching that movie being like, yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
Because I'm going to tell you, like, will racism always be a thing? Probably. I hope not. But are all white people or all any race or any people, is there 100% of them racist? No. There are tons and tons of people, millions and millions of people who are not racist at all.
Of every skin color.
Yes.
I
And there's people of all skin colors who are racist as fuck. Black people, Mexican people, all sorts of people can be racist. So, I don't know. There's something about the message that I got from the movie that actually irritated me when that line was said. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt like these people are racist and they always will be. And it was like, I hope you mean these ones specifically.
I do
because I
mean,
am going to be fucking annoyed out of my mind.
It's hard, right? Because it's like you don't know if the movie is supposed to be like a microcosm for the rest of the world, or if like what takes place in the movie is just this specific area with this specific history, and that there's some shady stuff happening.
I guess we should say what the movie's about.
the
Three
movie?
women strive to find their place at an elite. Three women? Oh, the
Yeah.
student, the master,
Yes, and
and
the teacher.
the other teacher.
Yes.
Three women strive to find their place at an elite Northeastern university when anonymous racist attacks target a black freshman who insists she is being haunted by ghosts. Each woman must determine where the real menace lies.
I was just gonna say that I feel like, I mean, from what I got from the film, the characters, like the main ones that we're following, it was this sort of like, or at least two of the main ones, I should say. There was this like, they didn't really want to dwell on like a difference in skin color and like what that meant.
Yeah.
It was like them trying to move past this, and like everywhere they went, it was just constantly being thrown back into their face. Like, you can't forget this. Like, you're different than us. You're always going to be different. So I don't know if it's supposed to be what you're saying, like with the like every white person is racist, or if it was kind of just this specific area because of the events that take place there in the past and at current time of the movie.
Yeah.
But at the end, I mean, I was super unclear. There's like one reveal that happens like towards the end of the movie that I was just like, what? Like, what? It felt like there was no like lead up to it or anything, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. And then
With one of the characters.
There was a huge reveal, and it was very confusing for me because I don't know. It was just came out of nowhere. I had no idea.
It just felt like mixed messaging all over the place
Yeah.
for me. Because, as you said, there is like this twist reveal thing with this character, and you're like, huh? Like, how does this play into this? And then you've got the ghost aspect of the movie, which I think is like supposed to represent the history of racism and how it passes from generation to generation. Which is true. That shit is learnt behavior that's passed
Absolutely.
down through, your, the people that you hang around, right? Your
Your
influences
upbringing, yes.
and whatnot. So that's totally makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I do feel like it's very limiting and this is just the way it feels because of the movies that I specifically watch. Maybe there's more out there that I'm not seeing. But when you have a black-led cast, like your primary characters are black, it feels very limiting that the movie always has to be completely immersed in race.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like you've got to start moving away from that to stop drawing so much attention to it. Like, I get the message that wants to be said. Racism shouldn't exist. Stop being racist. 100%. 100%. I really wish it would stop. That being said, drawing so much attention to it all the time, I don't feel like is good for the cause either. And it just feels like it doesn't really matter what black-led movie I watch, it always seems to be centered around race, and it's brought up guaranteed almost every single time. And it just feels like, okay, can we just get to the movie where the person is black and it has nothing to do with race? Because that then is just a movie. And you're not going to get the whole agenda thing behind it.
Sure.
Right?
I think that, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, and I definitely agree, but I also see that, like, and you've already acknowledged it, I think it's not just about, like, the message, but also, because, like, whenever you take horror and any, like, subculture of people, like, whether it's, like, homophobia or xenophobia or racism, like, the horror, like, comes out through those real-life experiences, right? Like, and I think that that's just an avenue, honestly, to vent and to, have a cathartic experience. But I agree with you, like, it's hard whenever it's like it's almost always about that instead of it just being like these are just people going through a situation that could happen to potentially anyone. Obviously, there's so many movies that have like very niche characters where you're like, I've never had anything like that happen to me. I could never relate. Like, I get that, but on the other hand, I think it's good to have variety in the message that you're trying to spread.
Yes.
So. And
it's just, maybe I've watched films where that's not the case, but they're not coming to mind right now. It just, I can go through like every one of them, whether it's Get Out or, even going into like Black Panther or anything. It's just, it always is so heavily, entrenched in race. And it's like, man, I just want to watch a movie where we're just people right? Like just a person going through something that anybody can relate to, right? That's nor here nor there. I just wanted to point out because it's something that is on my mind. I just find it to be very limiting for the kinds of stories you're wanting to tell.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
For any race, for any people. Like, it just expand it. Anyway, nor here nor there. I don't care. This film could be, and it is. I mean, it's all about race, right?
Yeah, it's...
That's not what it is. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, another movie about race. I don't care about that.
It's the execution and the confusing plot.
Yeah. And we'll get blasted in the comments by a couple people.
Yeah, but it has nothing
you're
to do... You're
racist somehow.
But that's the thing, though, is that it has nothing to do... Like, there was a... Like, I think it's fine. Like, I'm fine with people talking about, like... I'm using horror as an avenue to talk about racism and xenophobia and, like, all that stuff that I just said. I think it's fine, but I think that there's also... Because horror is so expansive, you can explore so many different feelings and so many different things. But with this movie, there was a lot of scenes, primarily in the beginning, where these characters are getting treated in such, like, uncomfortable ways. Like, you could not even fathom talking to somebody like that, being around somebody and hearing someone talk to another person that way and not saying anything. Like, it's very unsettling, and, you know, people all around the world go through those experiences daily where they're treated like shit for no reason, for something that they literally have no control over and should not even be, like, an issue. So that was all, like, I really liked that part of the film. I feel like, you know, I was, like I said, very uncomfortable and very, like, in the beginning, invested in the characters. And then as the film went on, it just got really confusing and muddled. And that's where, like, I got lost. It was just losing interest fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah. Not a fan. If you want to see horror deal with race very well on Amazon Prime, watch the television show Them. I think that perfectly illustrates racism and you know, that subject matter really well and does horror really well. So it does what it's setting out to do super well, and that's what matters, right? Like, people loved Get Out because it handled racism very well, and it handled the horror very well. But if you have a movie like this that has this kind of message that it's going for, and you can have whatever message you want. You want to make every fucking film about race, fine, but do it well, right? And with a film like this, it's just the message gets very muddled and very mixed for us dumb white people who are racist, and we'll get called out for even talking about it. Because these days, you're not even allowed to have the conversation anymore. You're just supposed to shut up and fall in line and say everything's hunky-dory.
Peachy keen.
Yep. Anyways, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
I don't either. I didn't like the movie.
Nope. See you in the comments.
Bye.
Bye.